Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another day of Destiny Tuesdays. This is Rich Fontaine, CEO of Power of Self Entertainment, motivational speaker, author, investor, engineer. Accolades, brother. Accolades, brother. And I'm here to speak with you guys, ladies and gentlemen, to understand what I meant when I wrote my book, Destiny on Purpose. And we're going to go through all the laws. If this is your first video, please look back in the other videos, and it'll really give you some real context of all the great information that's in this book. So we're going through the laws. We're in the section of the mind, and now we're on law number 4, the law of vision. Oof, man, this is one that's so important. The law of vision. Like the great Bob Proctor said, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And this is a little extension from our last talk of the law of attraction. This is really how to be clear of what you're attracting. It's the law of vision. I use visualization, which I talked about in the last talk. Visualization to produce things I want in my life. Like, again, I was saying this townhouse was in my vision board. I visualized this years ago, and now I'm living in it. My book, I visualized this book years ago, and now I'm talking to you about it. Vision. And in the good book, they say, without a vision, the people shall perish. And it's true. And that's what purpose is all about, is having a vision for your life. Many people I ask, hey, what is your 5-year goal, 10-year goal? What is your vision for your life? And many times I get, I don't know. I never thought about it. It's your life. Who's going to think about it? And I don't mean to say that and to push you or make you feel some type of way, but I ask that question with all seriousness to say, who will? Because your parents' vision for yourself is not the vision that you were born with. The vision that your teachers have is not the vision that you were born with. The vision that society has for you is not the vision that you were born with. So where's your vision? Your vision is within your desire. What do you want? My vision was to be a top-selling author. My vision was to be a motivational speaker. My vision was to influence and inspire millions of people. That's my vision, and I'm becoming that. But that started with a vision. That started with, where do I want to live? Like, I have this idea of my dream house, and I could tell you the top floor, the bottom floor, the side floor. And the reason I tell you that is because I see clearly. Again, I'm in the townhouse that I saw clearly in my mind. And it's exactly, like, I was freaking out the other day. I was like, wow, this is exactly what I was visualizing. Because when you have a vision, you're literally telling the universe a clear description of what I want to manifest. And the universe, and I like to say a quote, don't confuse the universe. And Napoleon Hill said, be definite, have a definite vision, see it clearly. And when you can see it clearly, you start to know exactly how to move through your subconscious mind, which we talked about before. Also, you're giving your higher self, your higher you, your higher vibration, the infinite source of the universe, a clear vision of what you want. Believe me, you will never get what you can't see. You can't hit a target you can't see. So vision is so important because you are creating your map with vision. And what I mean your map is you are creating the life that you want. Destiny on Purpose is not just a good title. I believe and I know through research, through studying, through understanding, through meditation and contemplation, that you can create your destiny by creating a purpose. And you create your purpose through a vision. How do I see my life in the next 5 years? How do I see my life in the next 10 years? How do I see my life in the next decade? Which said 10 years already. 20 years, 2 decades, whatever. How do we see my kids? Where do I want to live? How do I want to look like? What does my body look like? when I have a vision for my life. So everything I do is never by accident. I was speaking to some college students the other day, and I said, the reason I'm speaking here with you is not by mistake. This is purposeful. This was by vision. This was by design through my own imagination, which is starting to create through manifestation in its reality. So that's why vision is so important. You have to be a visionary. You have to see it. You can't, in a visionary is somebody, I listened to a Tyree speech that specializes in seeing the invisible. There's a story, I love Andrew Carnegie. I've studied him for many times. I've read his autobiography and his documentary, but he created the bridge crossing the Michigan River. Before the bridge was made, it was just a body of water. It didn't exist. A bridge like that didn't exist before him. But he looked at it as how. He didn't stop himself and say, well, that's impossible. He said, how can we make this possible? And he used to say this quote, nothing's impossible. So he never stopped himself. He never blocked his mind. He said, what is possible? I don't know. He says, I'm just a human. I don't know what all of this is impossible. So let's find out. And through his research, he started mining ore, but he did it for a whole different reason. And when he was going through his engineers and saying, hey, I want to build this bridge, they're saying, hey, this is impossible. It's never going to be done. And one day he's at the ore mine, and the guy is banging on the ores, and he's creating a steel. And he was like, what is that? He's like, oh, this is steel. It's good, it's going to be big. And he said, do you think it's strong enough to hold like massive amounts of weight? He said, well, in the collective, maybe. I don't know. So he hired that engineer, brought him over, and said, okay, I want to build this bridge out of steel. First of its kind, never been done. I want to do it. That's a vision. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's possible, but I could see it. When I close my eyes, I see the bridge. And he says he was big into visualization. Trust me. He taught Napoleon Hill. He saw the bridge. Now, he got the engineer. He started manifesting. He started getting into ores for some reason. Then he meets the steel guy. Then he starts hiring that guy. And at the time, he made a lot of money on investments. He took all of his money and flooded it into the project, taking bank loans, the whole thing, almost bankrupting himself. But years later, the bridge was made, and it was a marvel. After the bridge was made, the orders of steel came in gangbusters, in abundance, and made him the third richest man in that era. It started with a vision. It started with what people say it's impossible. He said is possible. When you're a visionary, you are specialized in creating what does not already exist. How do you do that? You have to see it here. You have to speak it into existence. It can be done. You have to believe it can be done. Then you have to take the actions towards it. When you can visualize and you could have that vision and make clear to the universe while using the law of attraction, you will create the life of your dreams, the life you've always wanted. It's more simple than you think. It may take a year or 2 or 3. I'm on my 8th year journey from discovering this information, and it's tremendous. Tremendous. I look at my life and it's like night and day. It's like night and day. And that's the reason I share this information, because there's somebody out there that would love for things to become night and day for them. It'll take a little bit of time because things have to manifest, and we don't know the momentum you've had going on. But if you could shift today, and that's my action step for you today, is create the vision. What is your purpose? What is the vision of your life? What can you see? What is it? What visual, like what color house, what color car, let me see it. And when I can see it, you'll be able to see it. Just one last thing, just another story from my own personal experience. I remember before I had my car, the Lexus IS 250, I had my Toyota Corolla. And so what I did is I posted the Lexus on my social media board. And I just left it there. And somebody called me and asked me, he said, hey, is that your new car? And I said, it feels like it. Because I didn't want to say no. I didn't want to block my blessings. So I just said, it feels like it. They just didn't respond. They probably was confused, like, oh, okay, weirdo. But then it didn't take that long, man. It was 3 months later, I'm driving that car from the lot. It can happen that quick. It can happen that quick. Create the vision and be brave enough, which we'll talk about later, to put that vision out there. No matter what anybody says, no matter what they think about you, always talk about and think about only what you want, and you'll get it. Namaste. Hey, again, thank you for stopping by. Please, please, please share, like, comment, and just remember, even though if you may have this information and it's something that you're already practicing, there's people out there that may not have it, that are reaching and needing and yearning for it. So please share it with them for their benefit if it's not for yours. And I want to continue to do these videos, so please keep subscribing so I can continue to give great content for free, and I could give a positive outlook just on life and how to change your life and how to increase it from where it is to where you want to be. Again, this is Rich Fontaine of The Power of Self-Entertainment, and you could agree with me or not agree with me, but either way, I feel that this was a successful conversation.